So recently, Chris, you worked on a project for a large storage company, and you got a chance to use the user experience process as the foundation for the whole brand. You got a chance to use the School OS. I'm curious, and the reason for this is during our practice session, Diego mentioned that in what we're talking about, that now design has become more important, that user experience has become more important, is what Scott's saying. And paying attention to this, what was your experience designing from a strategic point of view, based on users, based on brand attributes, based on business goals, something that sometimes is left to the agency or to the client to give you when you're designing a motion graphics piece? Here, we actually had to get it out of the client, so we were behaving as consultants. Give me your how it occurred for you, your experience as a designer and as a principal in an agency. How was that process for you?
Going through that process myself of defining who the users are and having a better understanding of the users, it really drives the design decisions. And so when I can sit down with the designers that are working on the project, we're not making a subjective or arbitrary decisions. They're educated guesses, but they're kind of based on the client's understanding of their own users and their customers. And so that informs us about the typography, the colors that we're using, because it needs to speak to a very specific audience. So for example, if the demographic is primarily female, age 35 or something like that, that's a very different looking site than it would be for young tech guys or playing Xbox or something like that. That's very different. And so to me, it was very kind of insightful to go through that process and design from the user's point of view. Most of what we do generally in motion design is we get a script and we start designing frames that look cool, that communicate the idea, but we're not talking about who the end user is. So that's a very different approach for us.